Game week 36 was a rough one, with a score of 44 points resulting in a drop outside the top 10k. Defence is essentially where it all went wrong, as the triple up on Nottingham Forest backfired, while highly owned Newcastle, Palace and Aston Villa defenders all kept clean sheets. Leicester scored as many goals as in their previous 6 away matches combined. It was the premium picks that let me down in midfield, as Salah failed to take a shot for the first time all season, and De Bruyne was frustrated by an unusually stubborn Southampton side, determined to avoid setting a new Premier League low points total. Morgan Rogers came into the 11 as a late change, following leaked team news suggesting Marmoush would only make City's bench. And there were no returns among the forwards, as Alexander Isak's struggle for a goal in open play continued against Chelsea. Wissa's 0.6 expected goal involvements in Game Week 36 was only beaten by Wood, Welbeck and Højlund, but the Brentford striker came away with nothing to show for his efforts. So let's look ahead to the transfer plans for Game Week 37, where I plan to activate my bench boost. Fantasy Football Hub's AI recommends using both of my free transfers to sell Marmoush and O'Brien to Cunha and Kiwior. Man City face Bournemouth 3 days after the FA Cup final with Crystal Palace, but that's after the Game Week 37 deadline, so we'll be left in the dark when it comes to team news and potential rotation. O'Brien missed out last game week with a knee issue, but David Moyes said he doesn't think it's serious, and there's a chance he'll be back for the final 2 matches. If there were doubts remaining, I think I'd be more tempted by Mykolenko as his replacement, or perhaps Wan-Bissaka. You can get personalised AI transfers for your FPL team with a 7-day free trial via the link in the description. Though Cunha is an option, he's looked almost as likely to get a red card as he has an attacking return of late. So it's Ollie Watkins that I'm most interested in. Aston Villa face Spurs and Man Utd either side of their Europa League final. But I'm not completely set on selling Isak, with Newcastle also in the fight for Champions League qualification. Arsenal could be without both Rice and Marino, and Everton's visit to St James's Park on the final day could well turn into a celebratory occasion for the home fans. Similarly, I actually think there's a strong chance Marmoush starts against Bournemouth, especially if Haaland keeps his place for the FA Cup final. But I'm not sure it's a risk I can afford to take on a bench boost, especially when the Egyptian has gone 4 game weeks without a return. So I'm considering a nostalgic punt on Jamie Vardy, who's in search of his 200th Leicester goal, and playing his final game at the King Power. Ipswich have shipped 10 goals in the past 4 game weeks, the joint most alongside Spurs. News on O'Brien will be key, so I won't be moving until later in the week, but I'm leaning towards Isak and Marmoush to Watkins and Vardy, with my 2 free transfers. And here's how the team is set to line up. Well, after my defensive triple-ups have conceded at home to Ipswich and Leicester in the past 2 game weeks, I'm not hugely optimistic for Everton's chances against Southampton. That said, it's their last ever game at Goodison Park, and the Saints have racked up league low totals of 3 goals and 3.3 expected goals in the past 6 game weeks. Similarly, I'm much less confident in Forest's chances of a clean sheet at West Ham than I was a couple of weeks ago. They've conceded in each of their last 6 matches. But the Hammers have produced the 4th lowest totals of goals and expected goals during this calendar year, with only the 3 relegated sides faring worse. Their win over Man Utd last weekend was their first in 9 matches. Josko Gvardiol helped Man City to their 5th clean sheet in 7 matches against Southampton, and should survive any post-FA Cup final rotation as long as he stays fit. Bournemouth have scored just 4 goals in the past 5 game weeks, with only the Saints managing fewer. Arne Slot seems to have given his players plenty of time off between fixtures, with the squad seen unwinding in Dubai ahead of Monday night's clash with Brighton, casting some doubt over how sharp Salah will be. The Seagulls look to have tightened up defensively in the last 2 game weeks, where only Crystal Palace have conceded fewer big chances. De Bruyne carries the same risk as all those set to feature in the FA Cup final, but you'd fancy the Belgian to start in what's set to be his last appearance at the Etihad. No midfielder can improve on his 14 key passes in the last 5 game weeks, while only Kevin Schade has landed more shots on target. If Nottingham Forest defence is breached, I'd be hopeful of some involvement from Jarrod Bowen. West Ham's talisman has delivered in each of the last 4 game weeks, where he ranks joint top with the Barry Eze for points among midfielders. Yoane Wissa has found the net 4 times in 5 game weeks to earn a leading 35 points among forwards. Tallies of 16 shots and 6 big chances can only be beaten by Alexander Isak. Fulham have shipped 7 goals in the past 4 game weeks, with only Man United, Spurs and Ipswich faring worse. Brentford teammate Brian Mbeumo remains a strong contender for captaincy. The Bees are on a 4-match win streak, scoring a league-high 11 goals. Mbeumo has played a direct hand in 5 of those, and leads midfielders with 13 shots. But Ollie Watkins is also in the conversation. Tottenham have lost 4 of their last 5 matches, conceding a league-high 14 goals. Only Ipswich and Leicester have fared worse for expected goals conceded. But with 5 days until their Europa League final, will Ange Postecoglou attempt to gain some momentum by fielding his strongest side? This team has a 94% rating via Fantasy Football Hub. You can get your team rated by AI for free via the link in the description. And don't forget, you can also get 7 days of access to all Hub tools and articles completely free, using the link in the description. All the data included in this video is available on the Hub Opta Stats tool.